Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Wanted to say we did it. We completed one day of the first week of the XFL season. As you can see by the title, today I'm going to be going over our recap. I'm going to try to do recaps for at least 3 or 4 of the games within 24 hours, but this recap's going to be the Vipers to the Renegades. So, kind of a little bit of a weird one for me. You know, obviously with all the QB controversy, my number 6 QB Luis Perez comes in there and essentially gives the game to the number 13 QB Drew Plitt. Now, as you know, I had Kyle Slaughter over Drew Plitt. Plitt was 13. Slaughter was 2. This is Plitt's first career start and really didn't do much for me. So a couple key points on the Vipers I want to go through is Luis Perez not doing his whole game manager thing. Kind of aired it out to Jeff Badet a decent amount. Badet had over 80 yards, really strong in the first half, scoring 2 touchdowns, but really obviously not enough. Perez ended the day 3 scores on 249 yards. Uh, team really wasn't that good doing with the rushing attack either, unfortunately. As you can see here, I'm trying to pull it up for y'all. But they had 25 rushing yards on 15 attempts. Really, 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 really dominant performance as far as defending the run game by the Renegades. Saw some good stuff. Devontae Ballsby did really well. Had a interception, big time interception by a big man, Tomasi Loali. But someone I want to bring up who was infamous for a little bit, had 57 total yards of offense, was Davion Smith. Obviously, if you know who Davion Smith is, you probably watched the USFL at some point and you saw the whole Pizzagate situation. He was released. They signed Madre London to complement Garrett Groshek. But Smith playing his first football game since I believe 2020. I'm not sure if he played in the spring league. Put together some decent runs and whatnot. It definitely looks like a running back by committee over there. You also saw former All USFL tight end Sal Cannella put together some decent game. He did have a big drop and kind of looked a little uncomfortable in the beginning, finding that what's the word I'm looking for, that chemistry with Drew Plitt, but he finished the game with 7 receptions for 70 yards. So we saw a lot of good play from former USFL guys. Donald Payne finished the game with, I think, 7 tackles and a half sack. Shakir Brown, Devontae Ballsby, obviously with the interception. There's a lot of retreads here that continue to succeed and continue to make plays and whatnot. Personal opinion, I do think the Vipers were the better team. I feel like they obviously gave the game away as the Renegades offense obviously did not throw any or throw or rush for any touchdowns. While I'm big into Perez and everything like that, this obviously was a pretty damning performance and really sad because Jeff Badet has been around the NFL for multiple years. He's also been into all football leagues, and he finally scored his first professional touchdown. So he had 2 touchdowns yesterday. Also saw the reemergence of Rod Smith, Geronimo Allison, Martavis Bryant, all guys who've been in and around the league and whatnot. Another guy who had a little bit of an impact on special teams was DeAndre Torrey. He had over 115 return yards. And he's the primary kick returner. So he was a guy who signed with the Eagles last year, but before that was an undrafted free agent, went to the Michigan Panthers, and then transitioned to the NFL. So overall thoughts, I do think the Vipers are a little bit better. When I do my QB rankings, I'll go deeper into Perez's play, but obviously gave the game to them. Really disappointed. Big shout out to Devontae Ballsby, Tomasi Loali, and that Renegades defense, really keeping them in the game, keeping them competitive. you know, allowed 261 total yards against them. But I mean, Plitt was just not it, my man. Not to get too crass or anything like that, but it just wasn't a sexy showing. You know, the Renegades obviously outrushed the Vipers. They rushed it 31 times compared to 15, and you know, between winning the turnover battle and having more sacks and you know, just being ultimately 10 times better as far as not turning the ball over and having the ball just, you know, about 10 minutes more. The Renegades defense won this compared to last year when they were trying to beat games, you know, kind of airing it out with Landry Jones. So overall, I do like what we're seeing. You know, the football was pretty good up until Luis Perez kind of gave the game away, but in the end, defense had to make plays, and they did. So week 1, you got the Vipers going into week 2, 0-2. Rod Woodson still looking for that first win, and Bob Stoops gets his 194th career win. Tweeted that out, so congrats to him, and it kind of still has that chance to get to 200 career wins by the end of the year. And obviously, Drew Plitt got his first career win, but I still think that that leash is short for him. Thank you, guys.